Valmiki Ramayana, Ayodhya Kanda, Book number 2, Sarga 22, Roman numerals XXII 22. LAKSHMAN calmed. So Rama kept unshaken still, his noble heart with iron will. To his dear brother next he turned, whose glaring eyes with fury burned. Indignant, panting like a snake, and thus again his counsel spake. Thine anger and thy grief restrain, and firm in duty's path remain. Dear brother, lay thy scorn aside, and be the right thy joy and pride. Thy ready zeal and thoughtful care to aid what rights should grace the heir. Tis another's now to ask. Come, gird thee for thy noble task, that Bharat's throning rights may he, graced with the things prepared for me, and with thy gentle care provide, that her fond heart, now sorely tried with fear and longing for my sake, with doubt and dread may never ache, to know that thoughts of coming ill one hour that tender bosom fill with agony and dark despair is grief too great for me to bear. I cannot, brother, call to mind one wilful fault or undesign, when I have pained in anything my mother's or my sire the king. The right my father keeps in view, in promise, word, and action true. Let him then all his fear dismiss, nor dread the loss of future bliss. He fears his truth herein will fail, hence bitter thoughts his heart assail. He trembles lest the rites proceed, and at his pangs my heart should bleed. So now this earnest wish is mine, the consecration to resign, and from this city turn away to the wild wood with no delay. My banishment today will free Kaikeyi from her cares, that she, at last contented and elate, may Bharat's throning celebrate. Then will the lady's trouble cease, then will her heart have joy and peace. When wandering in the wood I wear deerskin and bark and matted hair, nor shall by me his heart be grieved, whose choice approved, whose mind conceived. This counsel which I follow, no, forth to the forest will I go. This fate Sumitra's son confess, that sends me to the wilderness. 'Tis fate alone that gives away to other hands the royal sway. How could Kaikeyi's purpose bring on me this pain and suffering, were not her change of heart decreed by fate whose will commands the deed. I know my filial love has been the same throughout for every queen, and with the same affection she has treated both her son and me. Her shameful words of cruel spite to stay the consecrating rite, and drive me banished from the throne, these I ascribe to fate alone. How could she, born of royal race, whom nature decks with fairest grace, speak like a dame of low degree before the king to torture me? But fate, which none may comprehend, to which all life must bow and bend, in her and me its power has shown, and all my hopes are overthrown. What man, Sumitra's darling, may contend with fate's resistless sway, whose all-commanding power we find our former deeds alone can bind, our life and death, our joy and pain, anger and fear, and loss and gain. Each thing that is in every state, all is the work of none but fate. Ancient saints, inspired with rigid zeal, when once the stroke of fate they feel, in sternest vows no more engage, and fell enslaved by love and rage. So now the sudden stroke whose weight descends unlooked for comes of fate, and with unpitying might destroys the promise of commencing joys. Weigh this true counsel in thy soul, with thy firm heart thy heart control. Then, brother, thou wilt cease to grieve for hindered rights, which now I leave. So cast thy needless grief away, and strictly my commands obey. Those preparations check with speed, nor let my throning rites proceed. Those urns that stand prepared to shed king-making drops upon my head, shall, with their pure lustrations now, inaugurate my hermit's vow. Yet what have I to do with things that touch the state and pomp of kings? These hands of mine shall water take to sanctify the vow I make. Now, Lakshman, let thy heart no more my fortune changed and lost deplore. A forest life more joys may bring than those that wait upon a king. Now, though her arts successful mar my consecrating rite, let not the youngest queen too far thy jealous fear excite, nor let one thought suggesting ill upon our father fall, but let thy heart remember still that fate is Lord of all. Wow, beautiful. Valmiki Ramayana. Rama talking to Lakshman and telling him that everything that was prepared for his coronation should be now used to make a new vow to become a hermit and live a lonely life in forest. And a very important point, Rama is saying that everything happens due to fate, due to destiny. Nobody can change the destiny. It's all destined by higher authorities. A multidimensional, high dimensional calculations of our karma by higher authorities like Goddess Kali, Goddess Durga, the goddess, the queen of the matrix, material world. Beautiful chapter. Jai Shri Ram, Roma Victa. Ciao. Ciao.